Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ahracriz A. Tarangco, BS Ed, BPA, and SPE. So, I will be discuss the global and environmental education. Global education. What is global education? Global education is learning is more than learning about other cultures and respecting diversity. Global education must prepare students to understand perspectives of the other cultures across all grade levels and disciplines, so as well to be able to solve common problems and to develop better relationships. Global competent student investigate their world, recognize perspective, communicate idea, take actions, and also investigate the world is students investigate the world beyond their immediately environment. And the second one is recognize perspective. So, students is wala siya ang magkuan sila mag-own other perspectives. And the communicate ideas is students communicate their idea effectively with diverse audience. And the last one is take action. Students translate their ideas to appropriate action to improve condition. The next one is global competencies. So global competency is exemplifies what skills and knowledge that our students should have through global education. The 21st century skills is critical thinking problem solving, creativity, collaboration, cross-culture understanding, communication, computing, and the last one is digital literacy. What type of citizen do we want to prepare for 21st century? So, global citizenship because of growing ethnic, culture, racial, language, and religious diversity throughout the world. Citizenship education needs to prepare students to function effectively the first in the 21st century. So I will be discuss the environmental education. So what is environmental education? Environmental education is the process of recognize value and clarifying concept in order to develop skills and attitude necessary to understand appropriate the interrelatedness among men, his cultures, and his biophysical surroundings. EE or environmental education also entails practice in decision making and self-formulating of a code of behavior about issue concerning environmental quality. So when we say environmental education is a learning process that increase people knowledge and awareness about the environmental and the associated challenges rather. Develop the necessary skills and expertise to address the challenges of foster audience attitudes, motivation, and communicates to make informed decisions, take responsibility actions. So, the component of environmental education are first, awareness. Awareness is about siya sa environmental and iyahang problema. Knowledge is basic knowledge about the environment. So, mga basic knowledge sa atong environment, education, attitude, sense of responsibility towards the environment. The fourth one is skill. To solve environmental problems. So, skill is to musulba or musolve sa atong problema sa environment. Five is participation. Participate in program related to the environment. Objectives of environmental education. The first is to create awareness among the students about the environmental and its problem. The second one is to enable the students to understand the environment and its interrelationship with man. To enable the students to acquire basic knowledge about the environment and to identify the social values which are in harmony with the environmental quality and to create positive attitude among the students towards environmental and to develop among the students for evaluating environmental measures and educational programs. And then the next one is to develop skills among the students with a view to solve environmental problems. To create a sense of responsibility towards the environment. Importance of environmental education. So, EE is very or EE is environmental education is very important for the child adult for self-fulfillment and social development. So, it helps maintenance of life and health in self-preservation and in the preservation of human race. It helps to understand different food chains and the ecological balance in the nature. The third one is it helps to understand and appropriate how to the environment is used for making a living and for promoting the material culture rather. EE or environmental education enjoying nature. It stimulates concern for changing environment in a systematic manner for the long run as well as the immediately welfare of mankind. It directs attention towards the problems of population, explosion, exhaustions of natural resources of population, of the environment, and shield lit shield light rather on methods of solving them. Guiding principle of environmental education. So um, there have a eight guiding principle of environmental education. According to UNESCO, the guiding principle of EE or environmental education shall be as follow. The first one is EE or environmental education should be continuous and compulsory. The second one is it should have an entire disciplinary approach by including physical, chemical, biological as well as sociocultural aspect of the environment. EE or environmental education should promote the value necessity of examining the major environment issue from the local and national point view. The fourth one is EE or ed- environmental education should emphasize the complexities of environmental problems and critical thinking of the problem-solving skills. The five one is EE should emphasize the importance of sustainable development, economic developmental without degrading the environment. The sixth 661 EE should able learnings to include environmental impact analyze and purpose developmental project in order to minimize environmental damage. EE should help the learning to discover the symptoms of real cause of environmental problems. EE should emphasize the necessity of seeking international cooperation in environmental prevention and culture environment.